everyone, welcome back to Paper Highlighter. In today's video, we're diving into the roller coaster relationship between Colt Johnson and his mom, Debbie Johnson. Their once close bond has gone through some major changes, and we're here to break down what it looks like now, especially after everything that unfolded during the Single Life Tell-All. Stick around as we explore how this mother-son duo is navigating life post-drama. Colt had spent his entire life living with his mother, Debbie. Though Debbie could be overbearing, she had always been there for him, through both good times and bad. However, their bond unraveled 2 years ago during the Single Life Tell-All. That was the moment Colt had had enough. Their relationship broke down, and they stopped speaking to each other. It was the last time Colt saw his mother. Colt had finally come to the realization that his relationship with Debbie was toxic. He felt that she constantly meddled in his life, and that her interference was taking a toll on him. And finally, I had enough. At the tell-all, Colt confronted Debbie about her emotional reaction when he told her he and Vanessa were moving out. He had asked Debbie to be more independent, which led Debbie to break down in tears, claiming she was trying to distance herself from him. Colt, however, accused her of faking her emotions and trying to guilt-trip him into staying. Colt also voiced his disapproval of Debbie's relationship with Tony, and he even made the painful decision to stop calling Debbie his mother. That was the breaking point in their once close relationship. Colt's uncle asked him to reconcile with Debbie on 90 Day Diaries. In episode 6 of 90 Day Diaries, Colt shared that he was living in Morgan, Utah, but had recently left to stay with his Uncle John on his farm. 2 weeks prior, Colt had made the decision to move in with John after feeling that his life had become increasingly difficult. He spoke about needing a fresh start and how he was enjoying life as a farmer. Colt's uncle appreciated his nephew's effort to reclaim his life, especially after Colt had gone through a divorce, moved, and lost his job. John was happy to have him in Utah, even though Colt could have chosen to go to Canada instead. "Well, I haven't really been in communication with my mother," Colt confessed to his uncle. He revealed that Debbie didn't even know where he was staying. Although Colt had been texting her from time to time, he hadn't yet told her about his breakup with Vanessa. John's response was to suggest that Colt take some time to visit Debbie in Canada. "You should take a week, 2 weeks, whatever," John encouraged, though he also reminded Colt to finish his chores before leaving. Colt understood his uncle's point but felt that John didn't fully grasp the complexity of his relationship with his mother. Colt and Debbie reunited on 90 Day Diaries. In episode 7, Colt revealed that he was in Canada, on his way to reunite with his mother for the first time in 2 years. He had come to realize that he wanted Debbie in his life, but he was also nervous. Colt feared that their reunion might stir up old conflicts and tensions, potentially leading to another fight that would push them further apart. Still, he saw the visit as an opportunity for exploration and was hopeful about reconnecting with her. On the other hand, Debbie was being cautious around Colt. She wondered if there was something troubling him, considering it had been 2 years since they last communicated. When Colt met Debbie at the airport, they embraced as if they had never been apart. Colt was planning to stay with Debbie and Tony at their home during his visit. The following morning, Colt shared the news with Debbie that he and Vanessa had divorced and that he was now living in Utah with his Uncle John. Colt had been spending time with Debbie and Tony in Canada. Debbie's reaction to Colt's news about his divorce from Vanessa and his move to Utah wasn't what he had expected. Rather than being hurt or feeling as though Colt should have come to her instead, Debbie expressed happiness that Colt had chosen to live with his Uncle John. Colt had braced himself for a more emotional response, but instead, he felt a sense of relief. It was as though a weight had been lifted, and he couldn't understand why he hadn't made the decision sooner. Both Debbie and Tony encouraged Colt to take some time for himself, to figure out what his next steps should be. During his visit to Canada, Colt made the most of his time with Debbie and her boyfriend, Tony. In September 2024, 90 Day Fiancé update shared clips of Colt spending time with the couple. The footage, likely taken from Colt's Instagram stories, showed sweet moments of Debbie and Tony showing him around town and taking him shopping at a local market. Colt appeared genuinely happy to be reunited with his mother, and it was clear how much he valued their relationship. It must have been tough for him to have been separated from her for so long. Colt was spotted in Oregon with Debbie and Tony. In May, Shabuti shared a video of Debbie and her son Colt at the Saturday market in Portland, Oregon. The slow-motion footage showed Debbie and Colt walking through the market, with Debbie using a mobility scooter. Another photo posted by Shibuti featured Tony posing alongside Debbie and Colt, suggesting that he had joined them on their trip to Portland. While it's unclear whether Portland is where Debbie is currently living with Tony and Colt, fans won't have to wait much longer for answers, as Colt is set to make his return to 90 Day Fiancé soon.